and welcome to Amy's Opinions. Today I'm joined by my son Lewis and my adopted son, or one of my son's best friends, Oscar, and we're going to be talking today about video games that have been turned into movies. Now, the first video game that was turned into a movie that I can honestly remember was Pac-Man's Christmas. It was a cartoon movie in the 80s, and it had Pac-Man, Mrs. Pac-Man, and Baby Pac-Man, and how they saved Christmas from Santa. What's your guys' first video game turned to movie that you can remember?
Oh, that's a real. I think
Lego
Mario
Star
Brothers.
Wars.
I
Lego
think
Star Wars
Mario.
movie?
Yeah,
Oscar, what?
the Super Mario Brothers. I think it was either a cartoon show or a movie. I don't remember.
Was it the one in the 90s? Oh, wait,
Yeah,
you
I
were
think
born in the
yeah.
90s.
I wasn't, but I do know of it. Come on now.
So you weren't born in the 90s, but that's what you remember.
Yeah,
Okay.
Though that new Super Mario Bros. Movie's pretty good too.
The one that was
yeah,
animated, that computer animated one with Princess Peach and Peach's
yeah.
Peaches.
Yeah.
Have you seen the new Minecraft movie?
Yeah, I did. I did go see it the other week.
What did you think about that?
It was actually a pretty good movie. I like it. Very fun, still light and goofy. It's definitely targeted towards kids, which was the main audience. I was there. I think I was the only adult in the movie theater. That's what I expected, and it was a good movie. I liked it. Jack Black did a great job. What was his name? Jason Momoa?
Mm-hmm.
He did a really funny job. They were really funny. And honestly, there's some underlying storyline that I connected to, just love who you are, be what you are, and just have fun with yourself.
So you look at it from that viewpoint.
hmm
Lewis, we took Lewis, and I happened to have the joy of sitting next to Lewis during this movie. And you know what it's like when I watch shows that are medical related, I sit there and pick it out. Guess what Lewis was doing?
It was picking up from the game. It was really far-fetched from the actual game, but Minecraft is a free roam game, and the movie I really didn't know what to expect for the movie, honestly. I was like, what could it be about? It was it was its own little thing.
Lewis, do you want to give your reviews on that one?
I just don't like the fact that they made the creepers furry. Especially when they're supposed to be modeled after leaves of a tree.
Yeah.
Okay, so that distracted it from you. Was the
The inaccuracy towards the mobs.
Okay. What did you like about the movie? Oscar told us what he liked about the movie. What did you like about the movie?
Well, it was definitely a way to tell a story about a game that usually has no story to it. So, I thought it was a pretty good story.
Now, I know, and you guys are adults now, but you'll still get on Minecraft just so you guys can sit and BS and just mess around, correct? But you guys have been playing this game together since middle school?
Has it been that long?
Yeah. And you now are living in different states and you're doing your own thing. So that's video games for you as a way of
Hanging out.
connecting with each other, even though you're in different time zones. What other video game movies have you seen recently? I mean, there's the new Sonic movies that came out this year.
I haven't seen those yet. The most recent one I can think of is Pixar.
Okay, but we saw the Mario movie when we were there for your college
yeah.
graduation.
That's right, we did.
With the fireflies and all that.
And I liked how they adapted the Mario movie from the game to the
big screen.
I like the latest adaptation. I thought that was very entertaining. Another one that I like is the Tomb Raider movies. So Tomb Raider came out as a video game, and Angelina Jolie was the first Tomb Raider to play Lara Croft. And then we have a new Lara Croft who I can see her face and I can't think of her name, but she's really good. I think she's actually better than what Angelina Jolie did. Let me see if I can't find it.
I was going to say the Jumanji movies were pretty good.
Well, that was based off a board game. Alicia Vikander. Sorry, she was the new Lara Croft. She was the one that came out in 2018. And I like those action movies. I like the Uncharted movie that just recently came out. That was good. The Mortal Kombat movies, they're cheesy.
I haven't seen the Mortal Kombat movie yet, so I have no opinion on that.
Now, I haven't seen the most recent one that came out in 2021. I'm talking like the early 2000s, 90s Mortal Kombat movies. Those ones are pretty cheesy. But the game's kind of cheesy too. You have Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat, which is just, people beating each other up. And you make a movie about people beating each other up. Entertaining.
Yeah.
It's like the Transformers movies.
But, a lot of times we've gone from video games where it's just trying to get Pac-Man through a maze to get all the pack pellets or whatever you call them.
The glowing orbs.
There's an actual name for them, and I can't think of the name.
Yeah, balls.
No, there's another name for them. It's Pac-Man pellets.
I forget we're not talking
And
about Miss
avoiding the ghosts.
Pac-Man.
You know, to things like Tomb Raider and Uncharted, where you have an actual storyline with it. And then you also have Minecraft, which is more old school, but it allows you to create your own things. You know, so video games and then going to movie adaptations, I think they can be entertaining. Other ones, not so much. You know, like Mortal Kombat, yeah, sure. Did I go out and buy the game? Yeah. But you also have movies that have been moved into video games. The first movie that went to a video game that I can remember was Home Alone. I remember playing that on the Super Nintendo and trying to get Kevin through New York when he was in Home Alone, New York, and never being able to get past a certain point. So, you know, movies and video games seem to be interacting quite a bit lately. What do you guys think?
As long as they
Yeah.
do the original source correctly, I think it'll be good.
What do you mean by that?
Well, we don't need what happened to the Halo series happen, where they just disregarded the original source and made up their own thing, making all the fans mad.
Well, explain that, because someone who doesn't play Halo, I didn't see anything wrong with that movie.
When asked about the creative choices within the show, the original director said that they did not pay any mind or attention to the original sources, and they were just going with whatever they thought worked, which made a lot of people mad.
So what they did is they took the characters loosely and just made their own thing.
Yep.
What about Assassin's Creed? I know they came out with a movie with that, and there's books on that, and there's video games.
I haven't seen the Assassin's Creed movie, so I can't
I
say.
haven't either.
Okay, so I like the movie. I thought the movie was entertaining, but I haven't played the game. I've read the books, but I haven't played the game yet.
We have the games you can always play.
So I'm old school. I'm not like you guys. I'm not as young as you guys are. And the graphics for video games tend to make me a little motion sick. You know, I'm used to not
Very pixelated.
Yeah, I'm used to the pixelated movie or games. You know, Super Nintendo, Nintendo 64 was like high speed when Dad and I got married 25 years ago. We bought a Nintendo 64, and then after that, I just kind of went away from video games because the graphics got better. You know, Grandpa and I used to sit there and play golf on the Super Nintendo, which is like playing golf on your phone. It's not even as good as the golf that you play on your phone now.
Yeah,
So-
well, the technology changes over time. You grow up with different stuff that we grew up with. Like recently a huge news is Grand Theft Auto 6. The graphics are intensely realistic. Like, it's real surprising, and it's a lot of people are comparing it side by side with GTA 5, the more recent game they dropped a long time ago. And that's going to be my nephew's and niece's generation of gaming. It's hard to tell the difference between real and animation, because technology just advances over time, and being that we're kind of getting older, with new things are coming out and just improving, it's also what's the storylines of movies and interconnections between entertainment, because games and movies is just entertainment as is. And with the interconnection, you're able to go more in depth with that entertainment. So if you really love a movie, it'd be really cool to play as your favorite characters or be along your favorite characters from the movie. And that's kind of why I really like the concept of the interconnection between the games and movies.
Okay. What about when they make books?
Books is just the same. Entertainment is just a different way of entertaining. You're not seeing it, you're reading it and hearing it into your head.
Honestly, I think books are the best out of the three, because unlike a game or a movie, there's no time restraints or visual or game mechanic restraints. They could just pick whatever they want happens.
So I know I bought you a bunch of books based on a video game when you were younger, correct? Did I get you like the Halo series?
You got me a couple of Halo books.
Did you enjoy reading those and then playing the video game? Did that kind of connect everything together?
It gave me a different story from the mainline video game, because the mainline video games only focus around one character and their exploits during the war that they were in, whereas the books followed a different character and their exploits at a different part of the war.
Okay. Now, Oscar brought up a point where the graphics are getting so realistic, and that's going to be the next generation. So it's going to be like real life almost with the graphics. Now, there's a lot of stuff in the news and the media about shootings and violence and things like that. Do you think that's going to encourage the next generation to be more violent with each other because they won't be able to differentiate between a game and real life?
No.
So you have two opposing views. So Lewis says no, and you say you think it's going to cause more violence.
Yeah, so in my opinion, I think so because when you're young, you just don't understand reality itself. Like if you never read a book, never seen a TV or anything, what you're seeing and hearing is how you're learning reality. It's what you're learning about the world. And with a kid, they're learning that, okay, what I'm seeing on the TV is happening to someone else's life. I could connect that to me. Well, maybe I could live that way. You know, if it's working for them, it's going to work for me. And that's just like the subconscious, how you learn to live. And with it being more graphically realistic, you have that. I don't know how to explain it. Like you connect it more deeper. You have a stronger sense of reality with it. Like with the cartoon, some people don't like cartoons. Like like it doesn't seem real. Like I can't get into it. It doesn't seem real. Versus more live action stuff. Like some people just can't get into cartoons because it's just too silly, too goofy. Even if it's a serious cartoon.
So you think a cartoon would be better than live action?
Yeah, well, it depends how you like it.
Differentiate between reality for
Yeah.
younger. Well, okay, Lewis. Now you said no. You didn't think it would have any impact on the younger generation with violence. Why is that?
Because generally speaking, the more violent the game is, the higher rating of age restriction it is. Right?
But how many parents look at that age restriction? And how many kids get into their older siblings' games?
That's why if you pay attention to the age restriction, it shouldn't be a problem. It's like you keep your games that you don't want the younger audience playing out of their reach. That's why game consoles now have like parental locks, and if you're signed in on a certain account, you can't access certain games. Even if the game has the disc and all that, if you're on your account and your parents set it up, so it's age restricted, you can't play that game.
So you think we should go for the more realistic graphics, and it'd be up to the parents to monitor kids. What about you, Oscar?
I think so too, but it's also the unruly reality that most parents just don't really understand video games, so they just let their kids go at it. Or some parents just don't care.
Well, look at you guys. You guys will talk to me about video games, and I've already said I don't play the video games because they make me sick. The graphics make me sick. You know, I find them very disturbing. My eyes don't track them. I don't like them. So when you're playing video games, I really don't understand what you're saying, even though you're telling me in great detail, Lewis, sometimes more detail than I want to know. But I really don't understand because I don't play the game. I mean, that'd be like me telling you how to do something that I found very interesting when I was a kid, but people don't do it anymore because that's outdated, you know? How to slide down a metal slide without burning your butt in the summer. You wouldn't know.
Well, you just wear thicker pants.
It's hot. You don't wear, you just got 3rd-degree burns. But what I'm saying is, you know, a lot of parents either play games with their kids or they give their kids a game and let them play, and they don't really monitor it. I mean, it's just like look at the movies I've taken you to in the past where I didn't monitor or read the reviews on the movies, and I've taken you to some movies that I probably shouldn't have. It's the same concept, I think, with games. So I think having more realistic, gaming would be great if you're a gamer because that gets you in that mindset. But if you want to be realistic, why aren't you going out into the real world?
Because in the real world, there's bugs.
Okay, we got that. But what I'm saying is, you have movies for an escape. You have books for escape. You have games for escape. When do we get too involved with the media that we stop living life?
When they find a way to have mosquitoes bite you through the screen.
No, but I'm serious because, when I was growing up, we had Nintendo, Super Nintendo, that was the big thing. Atari, there was, those were the 3 big ones. And then we had Xbox and PlayStation come out, the Nintendo 64, we had the little Nintendo's game boxes. We had game boxes. Game Boys.
Oh, the little flip ones, no?
Then, you had the little Tamagotchis that you had to keep alive that were on a keychain, things like that. Those were the games when I was. And so people were still, and we didn't have cell phones that fit in your pocket. If you had a cell phone, it was huge, and it was cumbersome. So you didn't carry a cell phone around unless you kept it in a car or you kept it somewhere else. You had car phones, but you didn't really have cell phones. And so people were able to talk to each other and you made your own games. And if there was a movie you liked, you would imagine a game scenario around that. You see what I'm saying? But now we've advanced in video games and phones and technology, and I'm seeing where more people who are younger than I am have a hard time talking to people because they're so immersed in looking at a screen with video games and playing their video games and talking to people through the gaming consoles and connecting that way versus connecting face to face. Like it's almost hard for your generation and younger to be able to look someone in the eye and talk to them if they don't have a tablet or phone or a gaming console and then talk to them that way. And this has really gone way off the video game to movies genre that we were going to do, hasn't it?
A little
It
bit.
really did. Most of the podcasts do go off rails, but back to the subject. Yeah, it does relate to that though. Back to the subject, like video games and movies. It's entertainment and media consumption. Because when it comes to that, we all talk, like you said, like you look at reviews of the movies. You don't go out to the movie theater standing in front. Hey, what do you think of the movie? With people walking out, you looked it up on your phone, and that's kind of like the involvement of it. Like people talk about the movies. People connect over the games. Like Lou and I play Minecraft, and we even text about it, like, "Oh, hey, I found this video. You could try this out in this game." And it's the world has changed so much that it's we're so connected and disconnected at the same time. Like if you think about it, how would we be having this podcast if we're not even in the same time zones?
Right.
But we're still together. We're still having podcasts, which is going to be someone's entertainment at the end of their day, work day, or on their drive home or
Or when
whatever.
I'm dead, you guys can look at these and, oh, hey, I
And we'll
remember
have
it.
some fond memories. And we could make a movie out of this, you know? Like these memories are coming back to, and maybe that movie has a game and it's more of a sentimental game than an action game, or there's a storyline you connect to as a person. And with media, games, and movies, it's all, how do you connect? What's the community you're connecting to?
Okay, so let me bring up something else. So we all watched Pixels with Adam Sandler, where, way back when we sent movies, up in space and we are trying to connect with the alien race. And they came back and they attacked us thinking we were a hostile world, right? Who's to say these newer games that are more realistic, we're not going to have the aliens coming at us for those, because they're so realistic and not unrealistic realistic. Does that make sense?
Well, probably because we're not attaching them to satellites and sending them into deep space.
Are you sure about that?
Unless we're doing another, Voyager 2? I don't think so.
Okay. So, we're almost done with our time. Let's go over your favorite video game to movie adaptation and why. We have the Angry Bird movies I've taken you guys to when you guys
They
were
made
little.
movies?
They made movies.
Yeah, I think they have two now, no?
We have Tomb Raider, we have Uncharted, we have Mario Brothers, we have Sonic, we have things like Rampage was actually a video game that they did, Mortal Kombat, there's the Final Fantasy movies, but you have Monster Hunter, you have Warcraft, Resident Evil was a video game before it was a movie. You have all these different things like Need for Speed. There was actually a Ratchet and Clank movie that I think I took you guys to.
No?
Maybe it was
I
your
don't remember
sisters, I
that.
don't know.
Probably my sisters.
You have the cartoon movies of like Pokemon and
Mhm.
Mario Brothers and things like that. You have Street Fighter. You have Borderlands that just came out. That was a entertaining movie that I went and saw. Wing Commander, Hitman, Agent 47. So there's all these movies that are based off video games. What's your favorite one and why?
Probably be the Sonic trilogy. Because so far that's been, besides for Super Mario Bros., one of the few that follows the source material.
Okay. Awesome.
Come back to me. I'm still thinking. Still gotta think.
Alright, so Mom, your turn.
My turn. I'm gonna be honest. I like the Adam Sandler movies. I like, so I like Pixels because it had several of the video games components in it that I grew up with. I like the Minecraft movie. I thought it was entertaining, but I don't know if I thought it was as entertaining as sitting next to Lewis and having him critique it while we were watching it. I like Tomb Raider because to me that kind of follows like a story like what they do in the video games because I'll sit there while Dad's playing that and kind of watch it. And I like Borderlands. That was entertaining. And I like Uncharted. So I think I like the adventure video games that have a storyline to it. When they change those into movies, I think I really like those because that corresponds to me. I can kind of see the game that your dad or you were playing with actors, and it's just entertainment.
Yeah, I like that concept too. I connect with that. It's something you see the storyline build up and you could connect with it. You know, you see yourself immersed into it.
Sorry,
And think about
allergies.
it. No, I feel that. It's really bad today. It was windy, a little bit windy. I like Pixar. Pixar was a good one. Right now, for me, it's a debate between the Minecraft and Pixar. Pixar is
Pixar or
really
Pixels?
cool.
Pixar is a movie
Pixels,
company.
sorry, Pixels, sorry. I just got off work, but yeah, I think Pixels are the Minecraft movie I liked. They brought, and the thing I like about Pixels too, it was all the old-fashioned movies with the joysticks and everything. We used to my parents' house, they have a little joystick thing, Joy-Con or whatever it's called, and you just plug it into the TV, and it had Tetris, the Space Invaders,
The old Atari video
the
games.
the Atari, yeah. And I thought it was really cool seeing all of them together in the movie, just fighting off aliens and stuff like that. And it's really cool, like growing up, playing with it, having those childhood memories, kind of flash back while you're watching the movie, and it just brings you back the emotions and lets you connect deeper with the movie.
Okay. So video games, movies, good.
Hmm.
Yes.
As long as they do it right.
All right. Thank you guys. I know it's Mother's Day. I appreciate you guys joining me, even though this is going to be posted the first weekend of June.
Happy Mother's Day.
Thank you. I hope you guys have a good day. Okay. Thank you.
Yep. Bye bye.